It is another beautiful day here in sunny Florida. We are paying a visit to a builder we haven't seen on the channel in quite some time. We've got brand new homes right outside St. Petersburg starting at $500,000. Today we are in Parrish, Florida, checking out North River Ranch by David Weekley Homes. What is going on, YouTube? If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Yes, you heard it here first. We have some mid-range priced homes by a very reputable builder, which we have experienced on the channel before. David Weekley Homes is known for the communities they've put up in Waterset and Apollo Beach, as well as the townhome communities they've established in both Kenwood and St. Pete, and then Old Seminole Heights over in Tampa. Based on our past experiences with David Weekley, we know they always put out a quality product, so I'm very excited to see what these new homes look like here in North River Ranch. If you haven't heard of North River Ranch, then stick around because we're going to go over everything this community has to offer and why Parrish is becoming one of the most popular destinations for buyers and families to move into. But before we dive in, I want to put a pause on that real quick and remind you guys that I am a licensed agent in the state of Florida. So if you have real estate goals, questions, or dreams of moving here, especially the Tampa Bay area, I'll be honored to earn your business and help you make your transition here as smooth as possible. So I'm going to drop my contact information on screen so you guys can get in touch. And please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to be a resource for you. All right, enough with the jibber jabber. We have two models we're going to get to see today. So let's jump on in and then we'll talk a little bit more about the community. Okay, so we're inside the Sanborn and there's a couple key features I want to point out to you guys. So I'm going to flip the camera, have a walkthrough. All right, so their sales office would be where your garage is. So imagine there's a garage entrance here. And then over to the left at the front of the home, you have two guest bedrooms and a full guest bath. And as you make your way down the foyer, you have a laundry room here. Now, as you enter the great room, right before you have this office space, and one thing I love they've done is they've opened this wall. So instead of boxing this room in, keeping it isolated, you've opened up this wall. It creates a nice flow of space over into the dining room, and then your great room is right behind with kitchen and living room adjacent. Now moving to the back of the home is your primary suite with ensuite bathroom, dual vanity, beautiful stand-up shower, doorless, and then a sizable walk-in closet. And then lastly, you have your patio area. One thing I love is part of this is covered and then part of it is unshaded. So one thing they pointed out to me was all of that back there is preserves. So all of the homes that are built on this road going back that way are actually either going to be built on a reserve or there's water that opens up, so you'll have waterfront as well. So the next model is across the street, and I figure I'd give you a couple tidbits about North River Ranch while we walk over. So just down the street, they have a 2.5 acre dog park. Yes, 2.5 acres designated specifically for your pets. So you can go out there, let them have a run, tire themselves out, and they'll be completely pooped when they get home. And another thing I've noticed, so all the way down there, there's a massive building. It's actually a school, and I'm almost certain that will be the school designated to North River Ranch exclusively. That's how big this community is. And it's also reassuring to have an emerging new education system right here within the community for your kids to go and get a great education here in Parrish. Okay, so now we're about to go into the next model, which is a 2-story. So we'll see how they compare. All right, so we're inside the Bingham 2, and to my surprise, this is actually a townhome product. So David Weekley is offering both single family and a townhome product within North River Ranch, which I think is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna flip the camera, have a walkthrough, because this floor plan is a little bit tricky if you don't get to see it from my point of view. All right, so we've just walked in, and this is actually a side entrance. So your front door is actually at the front of the home over here, which we'll get to in a second. So you walk in and you have an office space right here, which has these dual glass French doors, which, you know, in the past, if you've seen them, I love it. Then directly behind is going to be your great room. Now this space is rather small, where your island and dining room table are only just a few feet apart, and then you have almost this imaginary invisible line that segments your dining room and kitchen off from your living room. One thing I did love though is that they provide a screened in patio, and it is a nice little space out there. There's probably maybe 100 square feet or so, but you have a nice little grass patch and outdoor access as well. Now coming back through this hallway, you have a guest half bathroom, perfect for entertainment. And then I want to say this is the garage. I don't know what else this room would be used for, but the garage is on this side. But they currently have it staged as like a design room where you can pick out your floors, cabinetry, so on and so forth. Now we're gonna head upstairs. And up here, right at the top of the stairs, you have a loft and two guest bedrooms right next door to each other, with another guest bathroom. And then to the back of the hallway here is your laundry room. Very convenient because it's right next to the primary bedroom. Now entering the primary bedroom, they've done a phenomenal job decorating this. I love this accent wall here with the horizontal and then vertical beams behind the headboard. And you have a ton of space on all sides. And then you go into your ensuite bathroom. It is gorgeous in here. That shower has so much space and a massive walk-in closet. Okay, so that's it for the video tour. And I know you're probably asking, where are we? Well, we're a little further east, a little more inland than some of the communities we've seen in the past that are located in Parrish. However, we are tucked right between US Highway 301 and Interstate 75. So you have immediate access to these major roadways, and then we're just north of Moccasin Wallow Road, which is going to take you over to Interstate 75, and then the turnpike that connects 275 and 75, taking you back into St. Pete, is just a couple miles down the road. So with that being said, North River Ranch is a selling point in itself, which is why these homes are starting at the price point they are, just shy of $500,000. And it can be justified, even though they do have townhome products. You're right down the street from all your commercial needs as well. So Publix, Walmart, gas stations, hair salons, schools, everything of that nature is all within, I mean, just a couple miles. So you really wouldn't have to leave your community or go quite a ways just to get your basic needs. Now, another huge advantage being here in Parrish is, say you did want to venture off and have a day out with the family, you are right near the Skyway Bridge. Like I said earlier, if you just take 275 over the bridge, you're right in St. Pete. So within an hour, you can be at some of the most world-renowned beaches, St. Pete Beach, Paso Grill, Madeira Beach, Treasure Island, just right over that bridge, one shot, no problem. For example, I live on the north side of St. Pete, and we had to go south, and it only took me 35 minutes to get here today, and I left during lunchtime, which tends to be a little busier on the roads, but just to give you a perspective of what traffic may look like coming to and from St. Pete. So the sales consultant did mention that the only reason these homes are priced the way they are is because the majority of this phase is currently built out. So they're all listed as quick move-in readies, but the advantage to that is they do have incentives. So a lot of these builders, including David Weekley, are offering interest rate buy downs as low as 4.99%, as well as some flex cash that you can use either towards your down payment closing costs or to buy down your rate even further once you get to closing. We also can't forget that North River Ranch does have a pool exclusive to its residents, and you have the new lagoon they're going to be building. It'll probably be done within the next year or two, and you will have access to that as well. And potentially go get a membership and expand your amenities that you have here within the community. So with that, we've covered just about everything we can within this community with this builder. I'm really glad we got to bring David Weekley back to the channel because it had been a while. However, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I want to mention one more time that I am a licensed agent in the state of Florida. So if you have real estate goals, questions, or dreams of moving here, especially the Tampa Bay area, I'd be honored to earn your business and help you make your transition here as smooth as possible. So I'm going to drop my contact information on screen one more time so you can get in touch. And again, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to be a resource for you. One last thing I want to mention is I have a free guide to buying new construction homes. I'm going to drop the link in the description. Just copy and paste that into your Google search and it'll take you right to the PDF file. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you tuning in today. I'm going to ask that you go down, like, comment, hit that subscribe button, because it genuinely helps me continue to create more content like this for you guys. With that being said, I'm going to head out of here, but I'll be seeing you guys real soon. Peace.